Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be playing Wintermaul One version 12.5. Looks like the setting for this game was all random, and difficulty is normal, which means 50% additional life, and there's 60 creeps spawned per wave. So this means that if you do have a wave that you're not doing too well on, you'll lose pretty quickly. With that in mind, this will probably be a fairly difficult round as I'm not familiar with the Icicle builder, so hopefully we'll be able to get something working well here. Since, unfortunately, my amazing strategies have never really worked out what's the most effective, so I'm just going to be going for a basic square. I don't know if this is the best. Sometimes I see people go diagonal, which works pretty well, but I don't know the precise amount of towers that are needed for that, so I'm just going to play it safe with the square. And it would seem that dimension-wise, probably could have gone a bit farther. So I'll sell this tower, move it to the right, and then keep building down. And then, let's see, what are these, 800? 600, okay. Let's see how far this can attack. So, that looked like... Is there a display range button? There's not.
I am prepared.
Okay. But that looked like this tower could roughly attack here. So with that in mind, I'll do 2 more down, and then I'll start heading back to the left.
No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
So from here, we now have another decision. We can either go up, or we can go and turn it into a little bit of a diagonal sort of thing. And I think I'll go for a diagonal, because by going diagonal, or well, not diagonal, I don't know why I said that. Basically you just go down here and you make the units go in a spiral, not diagonal, and the spiral will allow you to build a few extremely powerful towers in the center, and hopefully they'll have a high enough range that they'll be able to attack the whole maze at the same time. That's the objective.
Job's done.
Seems to be working decently so far. I did leak a bunch on the first wave, 10 guys of our 50 life, or yeah, 50 live total, so I'm starting with a little bit of a penalty here relative to the other players, but hopefully we'll be able to turn that around and survive till the end. I think there's around 30 waves, and if you beat all 30, you win the game. But it's possible there might be 50, somewhere in that realm. So it looks like this is a high durability, low movement speed wave. My towers don't have splash, so they're not actually that effective, but the frost does keep them nice and slow. Let's see if I have any splash towers. So this obviously, no splash. Snowball Launcher has far higher damage and shoots farther. It also attacks faster too. So those will be good to place in the middle once I get the basic design done. I could just place a few here early and then sell them. You do get 75% of your gold back when you sell, so if you're in a pinch, you could do a temporary tower, and the cost really isn't that high.
More gold is required.
It has begun.
Job's done.
No one shall be the wiser.
So then let's see, this would go left.
That's a given. It has begun. For my brothers.
Actually, you know, this dimension-wise, this does not work that well.
No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
What can we do? I placed this here, then we get... So that would be the one there, one there. Is that one in the middle? Actually, that does work out. Okay.
For my brothers.
But what am I going to do here? Loop to the right?
I am prepared. For my
Okay, this works.
Job's done. Job's done. More gold. Job's done.
For my brothers.
Job's done. More gold is required.
Well, it seems like my towers have a bash, but I don't think they do.
Out with it.
Job's done. More gold. Job's done. Our allies' town is under siege. More gold. Job's done. More gold is
And once I have enough gold to get the next level of tower, I'll be placing them in this region. And the hope will be that they can hit all sides. It just once again did not get the dimensions quite right on this, so I will place it... I wonder if there's a way that I could just get extra towers in here. If I place this here, I also get one there. 1, 2... Flying wave looks like it's not going too well for me. Let's get a snowball launcher. A little bit late, but... Actually, was that 0 leaks? Huh. Or 1 leak. Okay.
Out with it.
Still need to think about how I want to end this. I could just do a block of, what would that be? 6 towers here, which honestly isn't that bad, but still not the best either. Alright, I'll just do what I had initially planned. Unfortunately, this was a hair too narrow to actually fit all the towers in. So, a little bit of waste here. Now I'm going to start replacing towers. I don't really know... What's the range of this? 500. Didn't that say it was higher range? Fires further. Okay, that's deceptive to say the least. Let's try out the Blizzard Master down here. 700. So he actually does have a marginally higher attack range. And it looks like he summons icicles from above, which seems pretty good. 100 damage, very fast attack speed. So probably at least 5 times as powerful as the well, guaranteed 5 times as powerful as the icicle tosser, but possibly a bit more depending on where they lie in the attack speed spectrum. Cold Exploder doesn't do much damage, but has huge splash. The splash will slow large amounts of enemies. It's a good idea for every ice player to make at least one of these. Well, I mean, I guess I'll make at least one, but does one of my... It seems like my Blizzard Master has some splash as well. Since I'm doing I'm getting a lot of gold currently, since these easy waves... So harder waves are more difficult with 60 units, but the easy waves with 60 just mean you end up with a lot more money. So I'll place that right here. I don't know if this is truly the best spot, but it does get it attacking really early. 700 range, so... Actually, yeah, probably would have worked out a little better in the middle. Perhaps where the snowball launcher was. 100 to 200. Fast instead of very fast, and huge splash. So we'll see. Huge splash, I'm assuming, means no more than 100% damage that's splashed, but even if it is only 100, that's still pretty solid. Anything less than 50, I would call minor splash, so we'll see what that really comes out to. So it looks like red is the human builder, going for a just extremely long footman maze. Let's see here, it goes down, up, down, a little bit of wasted space here, but perhaps he did that to place ranged units later on. Looks like it's doing pretty well. Alright, let's take a look at this splash. I'll tack up here to see what it does. Oh, okay. So it seems like it's 100% splash damage, which is large, but also it's huge in the amount of region that it affects. So that's actually, yeah, it's pretty solid. It's interesting, so it says to get at least one. Seems like might just be best to only make those, unless it's less cost effective than the Blizzard Master. That's interesting. A little hidden unit here if you upgrade the Blizzard Master. Water Sprayer. An interesting addition to the Ice Tree is the Water Sprayer. It does small amounts of damage and attacks very slowly, but it immobilizes the target for 6 seconds. Does not work on bosses. 50 to 50 damage. To the Ice Tree. I mean, since all the units are slowed, I don't know how helpful that would really be. But it does take out one unit permanently, and if you're aggressive, let's just assume it can attack 1 per second. That could mean you could take out 6 units at any given time. Let me double check. What was the attack speed?
Required.
Oh, no, never mind. That was just wrong. Attacks very slowly, so it probably can take out like 2 units. So with that in mind, probably not worthwhile.
Our allies' towers
Since I'm
are
building up a
under
lot of money, I'll try making the Nova Creator. See how that goes. And since it's all random, I believe at the end of wave 15 or maybe 20, whatever the halfway point is, you get an extra builder. So that could work out nicely, depending on what we get. Yeah, that is truly very good splash damage. If you had like 10 of those, you could just take out this whole wave at once.
Out with it.
I don't entirely understand what's going on here. There's a little gap to go this way, but the path is pretty clearly going to the left. Possibly just a mistake. I don't think they're going to head up, but we'll see. Yeah, probably just an error. Seems like his towers are doing pretty well, though.
Thy bidding.
550, just about there. This time,
I am prepared.
what is his attack range? Has no special abilities, does a large amount of damage. I'll replace this tower and put it up here.
More gold is required.
Is this the human build? Yeah, okay. So we have 2 human builders, which is just coincidence of all random. And what is this guy? Alchemist. 13 to 20 damage, 1000 attack range, that's pretty large. The races that have larger attack ranges tend to require a bit more strategy because the towers, in exchange for their large range, are usually paired with a lower amount of damage. Like mine are 600 at 20 damage, whereas his are 1000 at about average of 16, so a little bit lower. But I also get slow, which is nice. So let's see here. Nova Creator, 800 range, that is the highest of all my towers. Chaos damage, which does full to all types, and 750. But does it do splash? Tough to tell. I think it is? Wasn't very apparent what that attack was. I'll have to look more closely next wave. If that does do splash, then I'll probably just go Nova Creators from here on out. Seems like this is my only tower that doesn't have frost, though, which is not a big deal. I guess that's why it says get at least 1 cold exploder, because that hits the whole region easily. Should be able to get another Nova Creator in 1 to 2 waves. Wow, Red is really maximizing his space here. And admittedly, these are really cheap towers. The footmen are only 5 gold per tower. Let's see here. So it goes down the middle, to the right, here for whatever reason. And it goes back up, down. All of this is wasted space. Then it goes down the middle, to the left. Possibly a minor error here. And it goes to the right and out. Okay. Seems like if he shifted his towers a little bit, he could have got an extra loop or 2 in there. But just purely from insane maze length alone, his is working pretty... I forgot to check the tower. From maze length alone, his maze is working out well. Yellow's is similar, but just because he has a lot less maze, his isn't quite as safe as Red's. But they're both killing everything, so it's not a big deal. Teal. This looks interesting. 600 range, 19 to 27 damage, with some type of moon in the middle. 1000 range, 1000 damage. Could be good, depends on what the cost is. Seems decent. Lunar Marine, 140 damage, 202. Fast. Oh, very fast. So that'd actually be a solid unit. Okay, so let's try to target here. Okay, I think it's safe to say these things that look like Novas are probably from the Nova Exploder, and it does look like they're doing splash. Yeah, they are. So, with that in mind, question is, which is stronger? 2 cold exploders or 1 Nova Exploder? Or 1 Nova Creator. So that's 800 range. Means it affects slightly more units. 750 damage at double the cost. This is 100 to 200, 700 range, and has cold. Yeah, seems like it's pretty heavily in favor for the Nova Creator, so we'll just go for that. Unfortunately, that means this isn't going to be a particularly exciting maze, just going to be gradually replacing towers. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could just place another 50 icicle towers down here to bolster my strength against flying waves. I wonder if there's a command to show flying waves. Might be every 5, haven't been paying close enough attention to figure that out though.
Out with it.
I wonder if we type dash error if it'll show any. Oh nice, there we go. 5, 14, 23, 28, and a final boss at 30. So that means we're in level 13, so the next wave is air. We will get a cash bonus at the end of this, so I will be able to get my second Nova Creator up, which I'll place... Well, 800 should definitely be enough to attack right here, so I'll just place this one to... Still pretty tempting to replace the snowball launcher, but I'll put it here.
Enlighten me. No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
Hopefully, with the slow from all of my towers, this will be a non-issue.
What ails you?
Yeah, I guess taking a look at these towers again, the true competitor to the Nova Creator might be the Blizzard Master, because he is very fast attack speed and 100 damage. So if you get 5 of them, 5.5 of them per Nova Creator, the numbers might work out that the very fast produces higher DPS than the higher damage. Okay, let me squeeze in a Blizzard Master down here, I guess. Hopefully they can take these out. I will lose 50 gold for selling these, so I guess I'll refrain from selling them.
That's a given.
Yeah, if this... I just really wish it gave a true attack speed number. Like, if that said 2, then the Blizzard Masters would be better than the Nova Creators. But since it just is very fast, I don't know what the actual requirement for that is. And I don't really know what fast is either. Warcraft 3's regular requirements are very ambiguous. It's like fast is 1 attack per 2 seconds. And it's like, well, that's not really fast. It's all just a bit deceptive. Looks like this wave is a piece of cake. I wonder if this random stopping is occurring because of too many units being on the map at once. That would make sense. Yeah, they're not even getting out of the exit there. Or the entrance, I guess. Oh, looks like we now have our second builder, Ogre Alliance Builder. Ogre Auto Boulder Thrower. Shoots massive boulders at enemy air units. This tower does not hit ground. This is probably the best anti-air tower in the game next to Satan and the spellcasting towers. It deals massive damage at extremely high speeds. Actually, placing one of those just at the bottom or the middle could be a good idea. Pretty expensive though, and we don't know the true numbers. Could in fact just be worse than our other powerful AoE towers. Supreme Overlord Kurlog. Obviously the most powerful tower of the Ogre race, has massive splash, stun, blazing fast attack speed, can attack air within range, chaos damage and melee attack, and all for only 425 gold, but in reality it costs 600, so I guess this guy was nerfed? Perhaps he was actually pretty good at one point? I'm assuming this is melee? Melee would be best suited for the position of the snowball launcher.
Yes, me lord.
Seems hard to justify though if that truly is melee, because these other towers are so good at high range. Kurlog's pet, creature of the great overlord encountered in his traveled of the world, and kept as his pet ever since. It spits acidic poisons at its foes, crippling their movement, and deals massive damage to its foes at good range. Good range. Well, that's a possible consideration. Powerful ogre attacks. Oh, you know what? Let's place a baby ogre and see if it is melee.
Righto. Job's done.
Yeah, that's melee. Which means the super ogre is probably melee as well.
My bidding.
Still, stun is pretty good. Yeah, why not? Let's replace one of these towers. Snowball launcher really just is the best choice for replacing, so we'll get rid of that one.
What is it?
Could be a waste of money, but whatever.
Job's done.
Yep, melee. 100,000 HP is pretty high though. Bash chance, 30% for 2 seconds. That is actually a fantastic bash. Very fast, and I think it was splash damage as well?
Lord.
Massive splash, okay. I don't think the bash applies within splash, but we'll see. Probably not though, or else that would make it unbelievably powerful. Seems like... I think this is just a slow way. Nope, red means extra slow, so it seems like envenomed towers slow down the movement speed. Maybe do a little bit of damage as well.
What?
So 12 waves to go. I believe the next air was at 24 or 23. Okay. It really might be worthwhile just to get a couple of air towers in here. That's been the only thing that's even posed any threat to me. And the reason why it's better to put them up here is just because then it synergizes with the slow frost attacks. Yeah, another easy wave. Just the splash damage makes short work of everything.
Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord.
So the question is, do I place the... Actually, you know what? Well, do I place it here, or do I place it here?
Off I go then.
And why is this able to be placed on top of an existing tower?
I am prepared.
Huh. Okay, for fun here, let's put it on this, see what happens.
Yes, me lord. Job's done.
Wow, okay. Huh.
Yes, me lord.
Is that just a fluke? Okay.
Our allies' town is under siege. Righto.
That just... It seems like that's unique to the auto boulder thrower.
Off I go then.
Does seem to be... Actually, wait a minute. Why? So 800 damage in Splash, if it is Splash, is very good. But the question is, why does this have a second attack? Normally I associate, this is siege damage, but normally I associate that with Splash, but 100 Splash would actually be terrible relative to the rest of my towers.
What?
Okay, I'll still make 2 of these. I might just stack them in the same place. Yeah, 800. Okay.
Yes, me
Hopefully
lord.
this wasn't a waste of money.
Yes, me lord.
With that though, I should be all set for anti-air.
Why have I been summoned?
And from here, just more Nova Creators seems to be the way to go. What's Blue have? Footman. So it looks like we actually had 3 human builders. And his secondary race is the tank builder. Acid Marker. I feel like that probably was meant to be called the Acid Maker. But 1,000 damage, 470 range. Pretty good. Pretty good. Wonder who we're waiting on. These Grand Assassins seem pretty powerful, but if they're single target, that would make sense why it takes so long for him to deal with them. Oh, now that you think about it, the gnolls have a synergy for each gnoll you have. Let's see here. Under the effects of Gnoll Force, it has increased attack damage, so that means he has 100 regular gnolls. And then, yeah, Gnoll Grand Assassin is also boosting their damage. So I'm guessing it's 5% damage maybe per gnoll. Seems to be something like that, maybe 3%. Another piece of cake wave. So I guess my theory earlier was actually wrong. One of my towers is stunning them. And that means the only possibility really would have to be the Icicle Tosser? That does not make sense.
What ails you?
What else could it even be?
I am prepared.
Did any of these mention stun?
Our allies'
No.
town is under siege.
No. That I'm fairly positive that stun was occurring before I had the Blizzard Master. It can't be the Snowball Launcher because I don't even have one of those. So yeah, these Icicle Tossers just appear to have like a little mini bash, which is just making my towers unbelievably effective.
Enlighten me.
What is it?
And yeah, once I have enough, I'll replace this one with another Nova Creator. I think this is the farthest any wave has gotten in quite a while.
You call to me?
Yeah, this is this is pretty overpowered. This is just unbelievable.
I believe
More gold is required.
no ancient laws.
Job's done.
Did manage to get moving there at the end.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Looks like this was green's first leaks. Yellow appears to be leaking a little bit as well. And red, just thanks to his masterful maze design, is still doing just fine. Huh. Wonder how this one works. 1 damage, 100,000 HP. So I'm guessing that's a super unit, but must have some type of ability. There's no way 2 damage with a buff is supposed to be powerful. I feel like I vaguely remember this. Like, it might do, like, 50% of the unit's health per hit. Something like that. At a minimum, I know there's some tower that does that. Wait a minute, what? Oh. I was thinking teal was blue because everything was blue, but no, okay. So teal, 20 lives, red, 49, I have 39, green has 24, and gray has 13. Yeah, so it looks like none of Gray's towers have any splash, which is probably what's been his struggle. Same thing, of course, applies to green. I wonder if I'm able to build towers for them.
I am prepared.
Probably not, but
That's a given.
actually, maybe you can.
Has begun.
I'm still not going to, but
For my brothers, it has begun. No ancient laws.
Our allies' town.
alright, time for one more tower. This one can be placed closer to the center is better, so we'll replace this one.
Out with it. It has begun.
Job's done.
Haven't even seen this Overlord attack a single time yet. I suppose if I wanted to see it do anything at all, I really should have placed it here. This is about as far as they get. Oh, red might have. Nah, he should be fine. Or maybe not. These veiny. Okay, so it looks like red will be leaking about 10 guys. One of those is pretty powerful. Paladin, 700 damage, 1500 range. Pretty good. Seems to be pretty weak against air though. Assuming that's an air attack, only 300 damage. Green lost the game. Gray hasn't leaked anything, he's still at 13. Looks like he got a paladin as well. Which means every player, except Teal and I, have a human builder.
Why have I been summoned?
Airwave is 2 waves away. We'll be able to see the power of the auto boulder thrower in a minute. Yep, just get stuck here every time. Oh, okay. So, what is it doing? Let's look at a... Oh, I was going to say let's look at a healthy one to see if that's doing 50%, but there were no healthy ones. Looks like yellow has some good splash damage as well. Possibly from the Crystal Busters. Seems pretty good. New tower in 1 wave.
You brought me
prepared.
back.
More work.
Critical strike. Oh, here's the airwave. Guess it was 23, not 24. Well, I don't know if it's really due to these, but this airwave's going down quickly. Should be no leaks.
For my brothers.
Job done. Our allied town is under siege.
You called to me.
So yellow leaked a couple. Which isn't too surprising. His maze mostly appears to rely on length and footmen. Well, not quite as much as red, but still to an extent. And yeah, since airwaves just go straight through, pretty powerful. Teal, I'm guessing he had no leaks. His is just powerhouse in the middle, which should be fine against air. Red had no leaks, thanks to just a straight line of damage. Yeah, this took damage. Well, I feel like a kind of satisfying effect to look at with the health bars. It would be unfortunate if whatever is causing these slowdowns doesn't work on the final boss and then I just lose. Only 6 waves to go. He's some type of mini stun going on as well. But he doesn't have my race, so I don't know which one would be doing it for him. Is that a setting? No. Okay, time for one more exploder. One on the left or right? Let's go left, shouldn't matter.
I am prepared.
No one shall be the wiser. Job's done.
Thy bidding.
Because I am hesitant to get, hesitant to get rid of the icicle tossers, I might just place the additional frost creators above. I don't want to risk losing whatever is causing that perma-stun. And I'm pretty positive it's not the creators because they don't have any special abilities, as it says.
I am prepared.
Since the only thing that can really pose any danger is once again air, might be time to get, I don't know, 3 more boulder throwers just as a precaution. Then I'll sell them all for the last wave.
All right. Yes, job's done. Job's done. All right. More gold is required. Yes, my lord. Job's done.
Alright, that gets me up to 5. That should be plenty. What does that come out to? Yeah, 4,000 air damage. I think that's roughly around how much health they had, so that should one-shot anything. Some type of strange Pandaren model. I wonder if this is what that gray Furbolg used to be. Probably is.
Out with it. Thy bidding.
Our allies' town is under siege.
$500, one new tower in a moment.
For my brothers.
What? Off I go then. All right.
Out with it. That's
Okay, can finally see the boulders in work here. Yeah, 5 of them. Seems like they're all syncing up. And yeah, that is enough to take out about any owl in one hit. I wonder how everyone else is doing. Okay, so it looks like Sylvanas is 25% of the maximum HP per hit, which explains how Red is doing so well. Yellow lost, not too surprising. His maze was relying on length, so just instant defeat. Wish I would have checked out Teal. I guess his DPS was just a little bit too low. And Gray managed to pull through. I think he ended up getting some type of splash, but I'll have to double check. Actually, you know what? I think he didn't get splash. Anyway, 2 more Nova creators.
Job's done.
You brought me back.
I'm 99% positive here that the final boss isn't air. But at the same time, I have so much DPS that I don't even really need to sell these boulder throwers. These guys are getting really far somehow. Okay, I'll sell them anyway. If somehow it turns out that the final boss is air, I guess they'll just... oh well. Not too much you can do about that. Okay, let's replace... Get another cold exploder. Place it. Replace this one. Hopefully, this guy is one of the reasons that causes the stun. Let's also get another Nova Creator.
For my brothers.
Yeah, the percentage damage dealers are extremely good. If I had gotten one of those instead of the Overlord Kurlog, probably would have been even more powerful than I already am. Okay. So it looks like he is able to reliably permastun. His damage is pretty much unnoticeable though. I don't remember if the boss wave is a single unit or if it's like 10.
What must I do?
If it's 10, then it could make sense actually to do a couple extra Kurlogs, but if it's a single unit, then a single Kurlog would be enough to deal with it. Let's get a couple extra Blizzard guys down here, maybe make a little impromptu maze. Yeah, okay, this isn't happening. Okay, 3 leaks. Yeah, not a big deal. Probably time to sell these.
Yes, my friend.
Thy bidding. For my brothers.
And what do I do?
That's a given. No one shall be the wiser.
Okay. Let's replace this one with
With it.
Nova Creator.
That's a
Okay,
given.
1 unit to 3 players. Which means he should get permastunned. Oh, actually, yeah. Well, seems like the frost is having no effect on him. Hopefully this isn't insta-death. And hopefully the Kurlog will just permastun. I mean, it is a high chance. Yeah. Actually, at the perfect spot, too. Just about every single tower in my maze can hit that. Red's probably already killed him. Or maybe not. However, these Sylvanas deal damage seems a little bit arbitrary. And wow, Gray just annihilated that guy. Okay. Looks like Red will probably leak. I don't know how he could possibly kill him. And we'll see if he does more than 1 life of damage. If he does only do 1, then Red has 37 attempts to deal with this. That's assuming it goes back into his zone, which it probably doesn't. Yeah. Okay, does 15. Which actually means I'll end up with the most lives remaining. Not that it means anything. And just walk up to the permastunner. Pretty much the same spot. I guess with this in mind, permastun is pretty much the only reason I was able to kill that boss, so I have no complaints that I ended up getting Kurlog at the end of the day. So, with that, that is how you beat... Wait a minute. Wave 31. This is the game will end. That's strange. Anyway, maybe not? What is this? I mean, it's already been 30 seconds, I think. Nope, never mind. Okay, well, so yeah. Icicle Builder, pretty overpowered. It seems like just Frost in general causes a little 0.1 second mini stun that makes it extremely overpowered. And to beat the boss, having a perma-stun Ogre is pretty useful as well. Red's base is also a pretty good strategy. If you don't end up getting the seemingly one of the most overpowered races, having a just absolutely massive top to bottom maze worked out well. And Gray, his maze worked out pretty well. Seems like his just worked out because of good towers with long range, for the most part. But yeah, So that's going to be it for this video. If you want to help my channel out, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.